Matt and Mikey hit the airwaves bright and early, sipping coffee while the world's still a little twirly. They've got a list of 5 that'll blow your mind. Tune in now, leave your worries behind. Saturday morning, Samoflange, talk topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. From movies to snacks to the quirkiest trends, they debate and laugh till the show nearly ends. A little bit of chaos, a lot of good cheer. With Matt and Mikey, your weekend's clear. Saturday morning, Samoflange, talk topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. From movies to snacks to the quirkiest trends, they debate and laugh till the show nearly ends. A little bit of chaos, a lot of good cheer. With Matt and Mikey, your weekend's clear. Saturday morning, Samoflange, talk topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. Whether it's favorite dinosaurs or breakfast delights, their witty banter makes everything feel right. You'll laugh out loud at the friendly spouts. Matt and Mikey sure know where it's at. So set your alarm, don't you dare hit snooze. They've got opinions you just can't refuse. Saturday mornings have never been this grand, thanks to Matt and Mikey and the Clever brand.
Saturday morning, Samoflange. Grab a chair and make amends. I'm coming up with another theme, another verse of that.
And I'm Mikey.
And welcome to...
wait a second.
Saturday morning, Samoflange.
You know, I'm like a wind-up doll, right? Yeah. You just pull the string.
I know,
I'm just so used to certain patterns.
I'm listening to the theme song in my head.
I am loving the theme song.
I'm loving it.
Still, it sounds great.
Just like McDonald's old school. Ba 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 ba. I'm loving it.
I love a good jingle. Top 5 jingles.
Top 5 jingles.
That's not what we're talking about today.
That's not what we're talking about today. But we keep coming up with music. And the thing is, I would stop on music, but we have so many good ideas. And this is another one that when we were talking about best albums, we're talking about a solid finale, a solid finish. I, again, am saying true to form and I'm not naming any of the ones I named in my top 10 best albums, even though all those would be in there.
Okay, yeah.
So I decided to go differently because there are a lot, and you know one.
Well, of course.
So, and I got to make a last-minute switch here. I am making a last-minute switch.
You're making a last-minute switch? Well, I mean,
yeah.
There's just so many albums with happy endings. So if you need to make your happy ending happier, Matt, you go right ahead.
So I'm guessing we don't have any crossover.
Well, we should have one if you're being honest, but you're not going to do that, are you? We probably would have 2 if you're being honest.
Say one.
Okay.
Say one because I gotta say 0, but I'm pretty sure we have one.
I'll say one.
I'm gonna agree with yours.
I'll say one.
I just didn't include that song, even though I agree with it.
Yes.
I know the one you're talking about.
Of course.
But anyway.
Everybody knows the one I'm talking about.
I'll start with the one that we're probably going to hit on.
Okay.
Which is Weezer, Pinkerton, Butterfly.
Yes, that is on my list.
That's
my number 2.
Whoa! I feel like I did my Weezer wrong, dirty then. I love Butterfly is a very short, sweet song at the end of what I think is one of their best albums. I absolutely love Pinkerton. I'm one of those Weezer Pinkerton fans.
Well, it's my favorite, and you know I think the best album of theirs.
Yeah, but when it ended with Butterfly, that's when I knew. I said, "Wow," because I was shocked when this album tanked. I was shocked because when I got it, the day it got released, I listened to it and I went, "They've done it again."
They've done it again by Jove.
They've done it again. Pass out the cigars. Good job.
But it didn't happen that way.
It didn't. And like I said, I was absolutely floored. I had no earthly idea that was going to happen. I was like, what is wrong with people? This is Weezer. This is better than the Blue Album. And what are you people doing? I just could not believe it. And even my buddy, who wasn't the biggest Weezer fan, loved the Butterfly song. He said, that's my favorite. Because when he listened, he said, can you play that one again? I said, sure. He went, that was my favorite song. He said, well, who's that? Weezer? I said, yeah. He went, he said, I thought Weezer was okay. He said, but that is my favorite song. I was like, yeah, it's a great song.
And at that point, since that's Weezer's second album, and it's the last song on that album, you had not heard anything like that from Weezer. Because the first album is so, commercially rock, a little bit even heavier. Not heavy, but it's more of a real alt grunge.
Weezer did what Weezer does now more often than what they did back then. They went and said, we want to have a different sound.
Yes.
It backfired against the mainstream. That's why they came back with Green Album, which is basically a nice blue album.
Right.
And then what happened? They went way off base with Maladroit. I mean, changed their talent. They're like, okay, you know what? Screw it. We got everyone's attention. We know we can make hits when we want to. We'll tell you when we want to.
Right.
And they've done all this stuff. Their music sounds different. River sounds the same, but their music sounds different, and they always try different things. Their rap, who knew Rivers could do some rap rock stuff? In fact, I just found one I didn't know existed with B.O.B.
Really?
Magic.
Oh.
I've got the Magic in Me.
Okay.
And whatever, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's like a little rock with a rap interlude in between, and a chorus is rock, and it's Rivers. And I was like, oh, he was on someone else's album doing it. I was like, look at this. So, nice stuff. But yeah, so anything to add with Butterfly?
No, I think the one thing, my takeaway is what I was just saying a second ago, which is it was such a different sound than their other, let's say, 18, 19 songs that I had heard at that time. So, even, there's not really any slow songs on the first album, and there's not any slow songs on that one. So to be this just complete acoustic, melodic, it really just showed a different side of them.
It did. Really good. All right, so number 5 for you.
That was my number 2, Snipe Snipe.
Snipey Snipe Snipe.
So I know you remember this song. You may not have heard it in a while, but I know you've heard it, and I love this.
Okay.
It is because I've talked about this album in the past week or two, or the past couple of weeks on the podcast here. It is the last song. It's called "All by Myself," Green Day, the Dookie album.
Yeah.
And it's that,
great album
when
too.
no one was looking, I was all by myself.
I was all by myself.
And it's just so memorable.
That's
it's like
fun.
this little minute
one.
and a half little ditty.
Now, is that a secret song?
I don't think so, because it has a title.
Okay.
It's titled All by Myself, and it has its own track. But it isn't very long.
Now, the sad thing is we can't do secret songs because that was something that was on tapes.
Yes.
And sometimes CD. If you knew the CD was 16 minutes,
yes,
you knew it was either November Rain or there was a secret song
or the hidden song on Hooray for Movies.
That's great.
I could not put that because that's considered a hidden song.
Homestar Runner's album. Did you ever see
I don't know that, yeah.
You remember Homestar Runner Strong Bad?
I do know that, yes.
They came up with an album, and at the very last track, you hear Homestar sing the song Secret Song. Secret song, you're the secretest song on the album, Secret Song. And he's trying to but it's so funny. It's making fun, not making fun of, but having the secret song at the end, which was always fun. You rarely got to, I remember the original Jars of Clay album had like some instrumental thing at the end.
Dang, you just went back right there.
Jars I remember because we didn't even know it was on this tape or CD. We just start the whole thing over after the song ended. And then we let it play because we were talking in the car and we heard it and we were like, wait, what is that?
That was the brilliance of the hidden song back in the day.
Who started the hidden song? Do you know?
I do not know, but
That's actually
I will try to look that up now, yeah.
And because I can't remember the first one. I'm trying to think of the first secret song because I remember thinking, oh, there's something else on here. Was it Jars of Clay?
I cannot tell you the first
one.
I
don't know, but then a few people did secret songs. A few, and of course, Bloodhound Gang did it great. And so did Homestar Run. That was great. I laughed so hard at that one. But, there's a few little secret songs. I think Newfound Glory did one, too. But, anyway,
so All by Myself, not a secret song, but,
got it.
But it tickles me to this day. It's just kind of cheeky and funny, and that's my number 5.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a dog's age, as they say.
And a dog's age.
And a dog's age, as they say on the Addison farm.
Oh, yes.
On the Addison farm, where
yes.
where I get whenever he calls his dog, it dials me up.
That's right.
Yes, our good friend Mark Addison.
Mark
Good,
Addison.
good friend, great friend.
Friend of the podcast. Yes, great friend. Best friend.
Friend of the public.
Our father, actually. He's actually our father.
Friend of the people.
Yes, friend of all the people.
Yes, Dad.
Yes. Get your greens and your fresh milk at Addison Farms.
Well, what happened was we all used to do a lunch bunch group, and someone got us mistaken. They thought we were his sons, which I thought was hilarious, and we just started referring to him as Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad. And then we'd come in to say that too. That was fun stuff.
You're missing your cue to get on stage, Dad.
Hey, Dad, don't forget to take
Will
your
you pay
medicine.
for my lunch, Dad?
Yeah. Yeah. You ain't no son of mine.
Why are you
Dad,
cheating on Mom, Dad? Why'd you gamble away my college fund, Dad?
Why'd you do that me at 23 test, Dad?
Oh, giggity.
Oh, giggity. All right, so number four. Number four is All American Rejects, their self-titled album, and this is called, properly, The Last Song.
I have never heard this.
This is the last song. This is the last song. This is the last song that I say goodnight. You know, blah, blah, blah. But they're singing it. It's the last song on the album. And this is the last song. And it's just so good.
Very appropriate.
It's very appropriate. And I had to track this down because this was back in the LimeWire Kazaa days.
Oh, dang,
and,
Kazaa.
Yeah, back when you would, after Napster.
Yes.
Because I caught it on the tail end of Napster. I don't know where you were in the Napster thing.
I was very much Napster. Didn't actually do much LimeWire or Kazaa. But I do think at the end of the day, LimeWire ended up being the biggest.
Yeah. But I'm
like, it surpassed Napster.
I got on Napster, and then not too long, a few months later, Napster ended. I was like, oh, dang, I got on the way. And there's Kazaa, there's LimeWire. So I started doing LimeWire and Kazaa to get my digital independent bands.
Your digital fixins.
But this is how I found the All American Rejects. I didn't even know about them, and downloaded or got some of the album, but didn't get the. I got two albums maybe mixed up or something, or the songs off track. So I didn't know the last song wasn't supposed to be the last song on the album. It always played like right before the end. There was another slower song. I was thinking, why did they push this at the end? This makes no sense. And then later on to realize when I signed that contract with Columbia Artists, 12 CDs for the price of one, I bought the album and realized I had a few songs out of order, which fooled my brain for the longest because you're thinking, I don't know if you've ever done that. You've had that mix CD or that mix.
Yes.
You had that mix.
Oh, yes.
But then when you're listening to the album, you think, okay, this is the next song. No, it's not. This next song on your mix.
Right.
You automatically know the next song on your mix. The next song on the album is different, or the next song on this mix is different.
You know, what you just said is a unique kind of phenomenon that I hadn't thought about specifically, but you're right. There are certain songs out there, and they're usually older songs from this era when I listen to tapes and CDs, that my brain will automatically, when a song is ending, will think of the next song. Like the next beat that's going to come in, the next chord that's going to come in. Even if I hear something on the radio or something like that. And it's funny how your brain will still remember that.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
It's great. Isn't that funny? And isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
A little too ironic.
Well, yeah, I really do think.
Hey!
My number 4. All right, I guarantee you probably haven't heard this song because I don't know if you've looked them up yet. But this is, I've talked about them a couple of times, my newest favorite band that I've heard in a long, long time, and that's Ghost.
Okay.
Their 2022 album, Impera, which I believe is their best album to date. The last song on that album is called Respite of the Spital Fields. I think I'm saying that right.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, yes. I may be butchering Spital Fields, but I think that's right.
I love it.
So it's hard to describe this song, especially to somebody that, hasn't heard it. But this entire album is full of context and great songs back and forth and just musical genius. This song is one of those kind of 6 to 7 minute songs to end an album. And it does have this heavier kind of arena rock to it. But the last 2 minutes of the song is brilliant because number one, it's a fade out, a long, slow, like 2-minute fade out. And I think that a lot of albums don't do the fade out like old ones did. And the musical, like, kind of, I don't want to say interlude because that's not the right word, but the musicality, like the things that they're playing in the last bit of this song mirror the exact same chords and the exact same notes of the very first song of the album. So it makes the whole thing kind of wrap around.
Oh my, how nice.
While
Symmetry.
Symmetry, while it also being just a wonderful ending to that entire album and the entire kind of like feeling that they're wanting you to feel.
It tells its story, it gets you on the ride, and now it's over. But if
right.
you want to take it again, you can hit repeat and enjoy the whole thing again.
It's phenomenal in every way.
How smart!
And I'll play it for you and let you listen to it.
I would love to listen to it.
These guys are so good.
Ghost.
Ghost.
How did you find them?
I found them through Jess, my girlfriend Jess,
Oh,
because she
look at her
loves
with her taste in
loves
music.
rock, she loves heavy metal, she loves that type of music. And I really haven't listened to any newer stuff
No,
lately
I'm not
because
hip with the kids.
I don't really like what I call screamo music. I don't really like a lot of that stuff. But I did grow up, as we've talked about, loving Guns N' Roses, Metallica,
Of course you did.
those types of things. So that is in my blood. I just have never really liked the stylings. But this particular band is basically a love letter to the 80s. If you take Def Leppard and cross them with that band Europe that sang the Final Countdown and blend them up and put them in 2025, they are arena rock, like at its finest, but a bunch of synthesizers, a bunch of rock, a bunch of good guitar solos, music that you didn't think they would make anymore.
Like Fozzy, Chris Jericho's band that did a bunch of the 80s hair rock back in the 2000s.
Yes,
do you
but
remember Fozzy?
I do remember Fozzy.
But it's different.
It's different than
Okay,
that. It's
that's fine.
different than that. Yeah. Because that to me is a little bit more like we're going to hit one note, two notes, three notes, but we have kind of a sound. This is very, very larger than life. Think arena rock. Think,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
No.
But
I'm
anyway,
interested.
yes, respite of the spinal fields. Spittle fields.
Spinal fluids.
Spinal
That's
fluid.
nice.
Spinal Tap.
This
is Spinal Tap.
Are you gonna watch the sequel?
I'm absolutely going to watch the sequel.
It better be good.
It's probably not going to be good,
I
just
think-
like that Spaceballs 2,
I think-
but I'll
well,
watch it.
Spaceballs 2 I'm going to watch because for something tells me it's going to be even better because the first one's dated with the 80s jokes. I love
Sure.
it. I love it. So they can't do any worse. This is Spinal Tap's pretty darn perfect. And if Dumb and Dumber 2 has taught me anything,
Ugh.
don't touch.
Don't mess with
a
perfection.
class. Don't
No.
mess with the perfection. Spinal Tap is perfection.
It is.
It is dead. This is going to be a deep. We're probably at the most I'll enjoy it, but say it's nothing like the original.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to
Yes.
say. And that to me tells me you shouldn't make it. Now, there's one, of course, there's always exception to the rule.
Sure.
What movie was it? 30 years later or whatever, they make a sequel. I don't even want to see it. And it turns out to be better than the original. Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, Top Gun. Well, sure.
Top Gun Maverick is solid. I couldn't believe how well I enjoyed that.
Right.
I could have swore to you this will never come close to Top Gun. And it did.
It did.
It did. And even soared over it. And there's nothing wrong with the original Top Gun. But
It even soared over it?
soared.
Did it
over
do a
yeah.
flyby?
Oh, they did. Yes. But anyway.
What about your number 3?
My number 3, James Taylor. One of my favorite albums from him is New Moonshine, and it ends with The Water is Wide, which is, of course, one of James Taylor's slow, lovely songs. The Water is Wide, I Can't Pass Over. It's about passing through the world, leaving this world and moving on. And it's just very sweet.
Yeah.
Like a quiet passing. Eventually I'll be gone. And
I like
yada,
a good
yada,
sweet
yada.
song.
And it's a nice, and a lot of times, here's the thing. How are you going to go out? How are you going to go out? Are you going to go up on a big high, rock star high? Or are you going to go out mellow? If you notice a lot of these songs I have, last song is not mellow. It's a little bit rocky, but Water's Wide, Butterfly. I mean, heck, I have another one that's going to be a slower one too. The last one's pretty bombastic, but but most of them in kind of mellow, which I enjoy. It's kind of like, okay, we're coming to a stop. The roller coaster is slowing down to come to its final stop. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Yes, I did. A smooth ending is what you need for a wild ride.
Yes, for a happy ending.
For a happy ending. So, number 3, James Taylor, Lock It In, New Moonshine, the album, The Water is Wide. Number 3.
Locked in. So, my number 3 album I've talked about a billion times. Everybody knows it's my favorite band. It is the song Rocket Queen from Guns N' Roses off of Appetite for Destruction.
That is a good one. I knew that was going to be one of them.
Yeah, it's just a phenomenal song.
Great. It's a great play.
It's fun, and it is a little bit melodic, right? It's like 2 songs in one, you know? Like it's kind of rocking and weird, and then you've got like the audio of like, you know, the girl having an orgasm or whatever, and then it just kind of like, you know, goes into like this kind of little melodic, like you said, just we're gonna land this plane kind of softly. This rock album.
It's sad that Metallica got to live on in their older years and make good albums that people appreciated. And it's sad that a lot of people, you know, a lot of the younger generation, not everyone, but a lot of younger ones will never realize the genius of Guns N' Roses because they couldn't keep it together.
Well, you know, a lot of people wouldn't recognize a lot of this generation wouldn't recognize the genius of Metallica if it wasn't for Stranger Things. Because whenever Metallica allowed them to use Master of Puppets, that reinvigorated everything for them.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get your thing out. But the thing is, I mean, just like November Rain.
You had to be alive in that time before Axl went crazy.
It's sad, but yes.
But he really always was crazy.
He always was crazy.
But that's that fine line between brilliance and crazy.
Slash on the guitar, there's just no one better. Dizzy Matt. Man, we formed Voltron.
We did.
We formed Voltron with this band. They were just perfect.
And they burned way hot and flew too high to the sun. And
they flew right into the sun.
Yeah.
And they were happy about it at first.
And they were done.
And it's sad. It's sad. I don't like Fat Axl.
Oh, yeah. You talking about Mama Fratelli from the Goonies? Yeah, no.
Yeah. It breaks my heart.
It does break my heart.
Man, you could... Steven Tyler knows how to take drugs that don't make him forget to eat. Axl, you're taking the wrong drug. You're smoking the doobies, I guess, to get you high and get you on weed, and then eating all the snacks.
I don't know, because he was a waif back in the day, right? He was very super thin.
You gotta go with the crack cocaine like Steven Tyler and all those other people who stay super real thin. You know, he didn't see Prince saying, "I need to put on a second chin." No, Prince did not.
Prince did not.
No, rock out with Purple Rain. A buddy of mine went to Paisley Park.
Oh, nice.
Did the VIP tour.
Oh, nice.
Got to hold.
I would love to do that.
Got to hold one of the guitars. Had to wear gloves.
Had to wear gloves.
Had to wear because you can't touch anything Prince has touched or you'll turn to gold.
Had to wear gloves.
Had to wear gloves. All right. Anyway.
So you're number 2.
Number 2. Okay. So I had a hard time, and I'm going to switch these up because number 1. All right, so number 2 is a newer one I've been listening to a lot lately. It is from it's called Big Trouble by Trout Fishing in America is the name of the album.
Okay.
And the song is Lullaby. Now, be honest, when you have a kid, this may be one of your favorite songs.
Okay.
Trout Fishing America, I told you about them in my perfect albums. They just missed out because I think the last 2 or 3 songs, besides Lullaby, the 2 or 3 songs in the middle are just flat. They're just flat. All their songs are they're children's songs, but they're ingeniously funny and brilliant. Mm-hmm. Like, I sing them all the time. There's only 3 tracks, maybe 2 tracks I'd probably skip over. I don't really like it much. But Lullaby at the end is so beautiful. And it's not supposed to be funny, laugh out loud funny. He's tucking his kid in, you get some sleep, you know, this is your lullaby, and you dream about this and that, and Daddy's going to be right here by your side, or blah, 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 or I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on in the hall. Just go to sleep now. Close your eyes. It's just so... And he's playing a guitar, picking on the guitar, and it's so beautiful. And it's different. Like the whole album is one big playtime with your kids. You're having all these goofy, funny songs, and you're singing and having fun, and some, children rock songs and stuff like that. And then it's like, okay.
Time to go to bed.
Now it's time to go to bed. We played, we had fun, and good night. Yeah. And I was like, how? And the thing is, as a kid, I think I stopped when it got to those last 3 or 4 songs. I didn't really like those. And so I'd always stop the album when I was younger. I'd always stop it after that. Now, for some reason, I forgot about Lullaby. But when I just recently, earlier this year, listened to the entire album again, I made sure to listen to the entire album. I was like, what am I doing? This song is brilliant. And I listened to that one all the time. In fact, when I had them up here earlier this week, and we listened to the album, and I played this. I said, you want to hear that last song again? I played it like 3 times.
And did they all fall asleep?
No, but it's a sweet song.
It's a sweet song.
It's a sweet song. Anyway, that is number 2. Your number 2 was picked.
That's right. So what's your
earlier,
number
so
one?
now to number 1, the one I made the little switch for because this song means a lot to me. This is a bomb track. By Rage Against the Machine.
Oh
Their
man.
title album, Freedom. Let me tell you, by the way, I might have made a mistake on perfect albums.
Yeah.
Because this Rage Against the Machine album
Yeah.
should be there.
Yeah.
It should be there. It's phenomenal. And by the way, those are long songs too. Every single song I loved on Rage Against the Machine. Now, I listened to this on tape back in the Dizzy.
Speaking of the '90s being angsty.
Oh man. Oh, well, that was the conversation we had off.
I mean, but still, though, yeah, like,
yeah, we're
gosh.
not being. But oh my goodness, this song, I would listen to during finals. I'd turn on the album. When it got to Freedom, I got to all the way to the very end and stopped it. Now by then, I'd taken a lot of my finals, but I had to play the last. Freedom. You know this. Okay, I like to play that at the very end. After I finish my last final, I rolled down the windows, son. Rolled them down. That's right. Crank roll, baby. I turned that volume as high as it would go. I mean, we're talking Macaulay Culkin,
Yes.
Black and White.
Yes.
That's how high they were. This is Spinal Tap and 11, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But had it all the way, slow as I could go. Freedom blaring out, both sides of the window, me singing at the top of my lungs, and of course he is dropping F-bombs during this.
Left and
F-ing
right.
free, F-ing freedom, F this, and I did that to the whole campus. I was done. I hated school. I hated college, obviously, but I'd play that song at the top of my and just boom, freedom, yeah, free. And when I listened to it again, just a few months after we did our podcast of Top 5 Out, I listened to this album again. I was like, I have made a mistake. I had to apologize to Rage Against the Machine, and they're a fantastic album.
It brought back
But
all
that
those
brought
memories.
back and that's what this is about mainly my memories. And there is no song that has meant so much to me over the years. I mean, every final, every year, every semester, for the 3.5 years I was in college, every semester, it was there.
You should start bringing that back. Maybe like every Friday
Every
when you get
Friday,
off of work.
crank it up in
Yeah.
the parking lot.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't care about that. But I just hated being in college. And the thing is, we always look back on our college years. You always remember the good things. You
Sure.
forget the bad.
Sure.
But I just remember, I'll never forget the bad. I remember, I said never. I promised myself I would never be nostalgic. And to this day, before I leave campus, I must spit on campus because it was a tradition I did at school. And to this day, I did an NPR fundraiser on campus. And as I left, I went, whoops, hold on. Yeah, I had to do my spit.
Turned up freedom as you
have
roll
to.
down your
Now,
windows.
There is no animosity toward my college anymore. Now
Right.
it's just tradition.
Tradition.
All right, so what is numero uno?
My number one is a song called Only in Dreams.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be it. And to be honest, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I think only in dream, only because, and I'll tell you why. It's a good song, but why is it a good ending finale? I like it fades and then comes back. We get an encore at the end. That was their encore. That was their curtain call encore. That's why it worked. Now, not just saying it's a good song. It's a great song. But why it's a great finale is you get the encore.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone else has done that. You think they're going away? Da-na-na-na, you're like, oh, they're coming back. And you get excited.
You get the encore on the album.
You get the encore on the
Now,
album.
let me ask you this. Did you used
Yeah.
to do this? Because I used to do this every single time.
I can't wait.
Which was, I tried to make sure that throughout the entire thing, I could match the drum beat. Like with my fingers on the steering
yeah,
wheel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
God, you had to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You had to do that.
Because then when they slow down, it's like I got to hit it every time. Yeah.
But you did little taps.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
And then as
Little
it started coming back, you started tapping harder.
Tap it. Just tap
But then,
it.
da-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na. I mean, it comes back bombastically.
Yes.
And it's so good. It is so good. It is such a great way to end. I'm trying to think of other great endings for Weezer songs, but though the first two albums are the ones I remember
Oh, yeah.
the most. And the one for Green was okay, but it doesn't beat Only in Dreams and Butterfly are just. Now, see, here's the thing.
That's 1 and 2.
You had 2 Weezer songs in the top 2, which is usually what I would have had here,
Yes.
being the numero uno Weezer.
But I also
fan.
didn't pull that like thing that I like to do sometimes and put them together. I didn't do that this time.
You didn't do that, but you didn't, and bless you for that. Now I don't have any.
Bless me for that.
Now I didn't have any honorable mentions because when I thought of my top 5, these 5 came to mind. I couldn't think of anything else, so I stopped. I didn't even look. Did you look? It's fine if you did. I just didn't. I'm just telling you, I don't have any
I
honorable
didn't
mentions.
do extensive looking, but I do have one honorable mention.
Go for it.
That comes to my mind, and that is the song "Leave Me Alone" by Michael Jackson, and that's at the end of the Bad album.
Oh, yeah. That's a
It's
good one.
track number 11, and what's interesting about that song is that there were only 10 tracks on that original tape. So that song wasn't on there. It was added to the CDs later. And that's that very famous video where he's in the little rocket ship. It looks like he's
Yeah.
going through the roller coaster and stuff. And that was a very personal song to him because at that point, like he was in all the tabloids
Yeah.
and the king of pop.
So leave
and he
me
just
alone.
wanted people to leave him alone. So I think that was a really, really good song to end like that album with and to kind of add it on afterwards because you don't see a lot of that these
No.
days, you know.
None at all.
But since so much music is digital and so many albums are digital, people could do that and you don't know. This was back in the day when it's like, no, the tape came out and didn't have it. CD comes out and they put it on there. So there's some people that, you know, have the original tape that don't have that song on it.
There you go. All right, folks. There is our top 5 finales. Let us know in the comments what yours are, and we will see you next time on Saturday.
Morning.
Samoflange. We should have played our secret song. We should have played the Saturday Morning Samoflange song.
Maybe we're just waiting right now. Are people still here
Is
waiting
the song
for
going to
us?
happen? Is it coming back like a beat from Weezer?
Do you get an encore?
Okay.
A podcast encore?
Everyone keep listening.